So I've been working on a new build. It's pretty sweet. Got a lawnmower engine on a bicycle. This is how far I am. I did a lot of work to get this far. What I'm working on right now is the rear drive assembly. I have these two lawnmower brackets tacked on. I'm gonna go ahead and weld all around here and all around here, and then we're gonna see what we're gonna do next. So I welded that little bracket right there. It strengthens up the drive assembly. And then also over here, I put this little reinforcement bar here. It goes from where the previous beams that went from near the seat down to the forks to just straight up and over. And that's connected to the drive assembly as well. So it's coming together pretty sweet. I want to keep as much as the original bike as possible, so it all matches. It'd be pretty cool. It'll be orange, you know. So I'm gonna keep getting at her and be back in a second. Well, all the gears for this new Trike frickin' came in. The one gear has like 10 teeth. It came in yesterday. The other one has 30 teeth. Came in today. Awesome, fast shipping. So it's coming along pretty good. I went to Tractor Supply today and I bought this half-inch rod right there because the lawnmower rod that I was using was, you know, just 4 inches short, which sucked. But that rod was only like $8, so that's nothing. So here's the big sprocket that I bought. And what I did was I put two, what the hell do they call them? Shaft collars or something? Yep, shaft collars. Welded two of those on there. Made sure they were level before I welded it. Tacked it, and then, you know, welded it up. Got like 3 tacks on there. But this is what I have. Also put some steel spacers in here because this the inside of the tire was actually like I don't know, like a 1/16 or so bigger than a half. So, you know, 9/16. So it wouldn't work. It'd be sloppy. So we shoved those spacers in there real tight. Grabs awesome. So now I'm just working out on if this rod's gonna hold, because these rods actually seem a little stronger, but I'm gonna, you know, rearrange things as tight as I can so I can prevent as much bending as possible. Because these racks right here, or the drive shaft assembly, that's what's going to take all the weight. So you want, you know, your tire as close to the drive assembly as possible, so the shaft doesn't bend, you know. So I'm just getting it adjusted, and then we're just going to continue on. It's coming along pretty good. Taking my time, you know, doing it right, so we don't got to do it twice. The Trike's coming along. We got a lot accomplished. Jake was just here for like an hour or so, and he helped me do a couple things. We got this gear on here. We drilled holes in the shaft. So these little screws, they go into the sprockets or pulleys, or the pulley and sprockets, you know. Drilled holes so that these little screws could really grab onto the rod. So that was kind of a pain in the butt because, you know, a circular shaft and drill bits don't really mix. You need to, you know, start them. It's hard to start them. But anyways, I got, you know, this whole shaft completed. The sprocket on there as well. These spacers in here prevent the shaft from going back and forth, so it can only move like 1/16 of an inch or so, if that. I mean, she ain't even moving, and you know, but it's not tight enough so that the shaft won't move. And then down here we tightened, well, not tightened, but we shortened the shaft here. I cut like a foot off or so. So now I'm getting ready to weld up the tires. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take these, what the hell are they called again? Something collars, shaft collars. And I'm going to drill 2 of them, one on each side of each rim. So Jake, when he was here, he ground off this, there's a plastic liner in here. it's there's plastic, and then I showed you before that steel spacer in there. There's 2 spacers in there, but I'm gonna weld this collar right onto the rim so that it's nice and square and flush and all that shit. And then I'm gonna weld another one on this side so that I can take this tire off. You want to make sure you can take shit apart and, you know, engineer it correctly, because if you weld something, you know, it might be stronger, but if you ever have to change the tire or tighten the chain or whatever, you're gonna be SOL.